are visible on the top 5 results of search engine results page. Correct? For that, now what you need to do is you need to do a lot of things. One of them is choosing the keywords. So selection of keywords is important, right? After you select the keywords, how do you integrate those keywords on your online content, right? So online content consists of information that is available in the form of text on different pages on the internet. So text can be there as a part of the different web pages of your own brand specific or company specific website. Text is also available on your pages on different social media platforms where you will be available. So you may be having brand specific page on Facebook, you may be having brand specific page on Instagram, you may also be having your own blogging forum, which will be wherein you will put a lot of textual information uh, related to your brand or updates related to the brand, right? So this is how the textual information is there. That means it is there in the form of content in writing. Apart from this textual information, you also have content in the form of pictures and in the form of videos, right? Now, while you are uploading these pictures and videos, you have to identify them or try to link them with your brand. Now, to identify them, you will have to give some uh, caption or some name to the image or some caption with the image or with the video. So, what will you place or the collection of words that you will be using in the description that you have written about the video or description about the picture or the name that you have given to the video or the picture? So, whenever you decide that portion of the content, you have to integrate the keywords that are part of your list, right? So then what happens is the whenever the online user they type in that keyword on the search engine, so the search engine tries to find out the availability of those words on the different web pages which are available on the internet. So your web page being one of those pages which will be carrying the keyword may be reflected in the search engine results. That is basically how the that is one way of optimizing your search engine results. The manner in which using of the keywords carefully and then seeing to it that your most of the traffic are diverted to these web pages where the content is available consisting of the keywords that you may have integrated as a part of the content. You will drive the traffic to hit the different pages where you are available. The more the number of times the hit is being done by the online users, the more there are chances that because your web page becomes dynamic, so the more there are chances that you will be available on the top results of your search engine results page. So that is one way of your optimizing your web pages so that they are that they generally capture a lot of online traffic. The other method is you would do a lot of updations on your content, right? So updations means again there are changes. So those changes will then be again there are changes. So that will be then first thing that will be captured by the Google search engine. So when the keyword is typed in by the online user, he will then be diverted or he will be shown the link on which after clicking he may be taken over to that particular web page. Now, change in the content may also be reflected to the user, especially if you are making those changes to the content which is a part of your social media platform. So all the online users who are connected to your brand specific page, They themselves will be getting that updates in the form of news feed of whatever updations you have done as a part of the content. So that will also result in a lot of clicks being generated on that specific page or that specific article or a video or a picture, right? So more traffic will be diverted to your web page, which will result in a good position in your search engine results page. So with this background, we'll start with what this search engine optimization is. So it consists of all the activities and techniques. So it consists of all the activities and techniques applied towards making a website. Website, as we know, they are a collection of web pages. So that is why it is written over here, inclusive web pages. So it's consists of activities and techniques applied towards making a website rank on the top of any search engine's organic results listing, right? So organic result means you're not spending money or you're not advertising to drive the online traffic to that specific web page. So that is organic searches. There are two types of search that is done on search engine. One is organic searches, the other is your paid search. In paid searches, you will have to make some amount of investment. Either you will be bidding for the keywords and purchasing those keywords to be integrated as a part of the content, or you may invest in designing an ad which will be there on the online platform in the form of you can say tile which is there on different web pages, or link which is on advertising link which is there on the Google search engine results page. So that after making that payment, you are getting those results to be in the top position of the search engine results page. So that is what is paid searches. Now, search engine optimization, it initially started with your organic search or organic results listing. The primary aim of any SEO exercise for a marketer is to help generate awareness for its brand. So this is the basic objective of your SEO activity that is done by the marketers. So to generate awareness of its brand's website by gaining attention through the content relevance and the keyword prominence, rather than paying for it through your search engine marketing campaign. We'll be discussing students this search engine marketing campaign or search engine marketing, what is it all about, as a part of your unit 3. Of course, search engine marketing is what paid searches are under your search engine optimization technique. So with this basic background, we'll move ahead. To understand the basics behind SEO, we first need to develop an understanding of some of the key classifications of SEO. So you have your white hat SEO, your black hat SEO. This two different types of classifications, and then you have the other two categories, which is on-page optimization and off-page optimization techniques for your search engine optimization. And the key concept areas for website execution. That means what are the different activities that you need to integrate so that your website can be easily navigated, it can be easily searched for. There will be some usability that will be found on your website, which will then drive the online traffic towards your website. So ideally for marketers, SEO should start right from the stage where any website is developed. And that is why your content management or integration of your keywords in as a part of your content, online content, that becomes important, because website will consist of a lot of information, which will be in the form of content. So using those keywords appropriately or integrating those keywords appropriately as a part of the information which is there on the web pages of your website becomes very important. And that is what leads to SEO starting right from the stage where the website is developed. Now we'll understand the first two category of the type of or classification of SEO in terms of white hat SEO and black hat SEO.
Practices which are in line with SEO, companies want websites to showcase authority and superiority in their domain. So showcasing authority and superiority in the domain is what is known as white hat SEO practices, and these practices are ethical practices. They are genuine, uh, and it is generally as per the guidelines that are laid by your search engine. So while those techniques which search engines find manipulated and which violate the webmaster guidelines are known as your black hat tactics. We'll move ahead with some of the key examples of white hat SEO, which include the website following the search engine guidelines in terms of how the keyword should be integrated as a part of your uh, web page, then developing good quality and useful content, which is again very important. There are a lot of websites who do this. You find this word written over here, keyword stuffing. Keyword stuffing means you have integrated a lot of keywords into the content which is available on their web page, which may be, which may cause, or which may lead to a result that there will not be any requirement for the keywords to be put as a part of that content, but somehow you have managed to integrate that content. So the quality of the content becomes poor, right? So for developing your tactics, which is in sync with white hat SEO, the website should first follow the search engine guidelines. That means appropriate use of keywords. We'll gradually discuss these in detail uh, in the website tag that is being used, so that it becomes easier for the search engine, the software program which is there in the search engine, which uh, catch holds or identifies those keywords, right? And indexes it to a file which is stored on the server, so that whenever the online user types in the keyword, the result is easily extracted since the page numbers are already identified. So that is how the search engine works. So developing good quality and useful content is second most important thing, and web pages which should be in sync with the search engine's guidelines. That means the search engine should be able to easily look out for them and index them into the file, ensuring that the web pages are built for customers rather than for search engines. That is what shows, or that is what leads to developing good quality and useful content. If the content is of good quality and it is a content which will be of a lot of use to the online users, then the web pages are built for the customers rather than the search engine. Another aspect of web pages being built for the customer is easy navigability of the web pages, right? Navigability comes from the word navigation. Anyone of you can tell me what is the meaning of navigation? Navigation का मतलब क्या हुआ? Yes, students?
डायरेक्ट करना,
हम मूव करना,
Navigation.
मूवमेंट।
मूवमेंट
हाँ
ना,
हाँ
डायरेक्शन मतलब डायरेक्शन का पता है।
directions, हाँ मिलना, navigate करना. It's not only getting directions but also following those directions to reach the destination, right? So website navigation means uh, you will find easy ways to find the links to some other web pages, so that you can uh, visit from one page to the other web page without any trouble, right? So you are able to easily locate the different tabs which are part of your website, including using which you will be able to move from one page of the website to the other page, right? So that is what is website navigation. And easy website navigation is also something which the online user is looking. Then you have your examples which are included, or some of the techniques which are a part of your black hat SEO, which is also known as your spam dexing. Spam dexing means um, using a lot of keywords on the tag of your HTML
coding of the web page so that it can be indexed very easily. So spamming is in terms of using a number of keywords over there. So black hat SEO would include practices like paying for the link building. Now, link building is a concept wherein the link to your web page is provided on the web page of some other uh, brand of website or brand specific website or some other company's website. So this link building is one link building happens when, since both of the two companies are into the similar kind of business, so there may be some information which will be highly useful and informative on the web page of your website. So the other company may provide a link to some of the words. Clicking on that, because you will find when you search content on the online platform that there are a number of words which have hyperlinks to it. So if you move the cursor over those words, you will find a clickable option over there, right? A hand is shown as a part of the cursor. So you can click on it, and immediately you will be carried forward either as a separate page to some other web page where you will find detailed information about the explanation of that particular word, right? So what happens is sometimes there is mutual understanding of providing such type of link, but most of the time such type of link building exercises is done after the person who is using that link will have to make certain payments to the link holder of a specific web page whose information you will be carrying on as a part of your own website. So paying for link building is a type of practice which will come under black hat SEO. Then keyword stuffing means including or integrating a lot of keywords even if it is not required as a part of your content. Cloaked pages means a huge store of or huge type of information which is available on the web page. One of the reasons of providing such lengthy information is probably you would be preferring or you would be wanting to do a lot of keyword stuffing. That means including if you have 10 keywords on your keyword list that you might have prepared. So you would want those 10 keywords on each and every web page. So that may result into overdoing as far as the quantity and the quality of the content. So that will lead to cloaked pages. That means pages cannot be uh, easily navigated and the information of the pages cannot be easily spotted. So cloak pages will include hidden text and links among other things. Then comes the second category of classification of SEO, which is on-page optimization and off-page optimization. So students, as far as these two concepts are concerned, it is clear: white hat SEO and black hat SEO, right? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll move ahead with on-page optimization and off-page optimization. So as the name suggests, on-page optimization is the optimization of the content which is available on the web pages which are related to your brand or which are related to your company. So there may be the web pages of your website or web pages of some of the other social media platforms where you will be having your presence. Off-page optimization is the use of the content or links on a web page which is not directly linked with your brand or with your company. So that is off-page optimization. So we'll begin with on-page optimization. It includes all activities which can be executed on the web pages themselves for your SEO, right? These are parameters that typically can be controlled by coding on the page. Key activities include keyword development. Keyword development means identifying the list of those important keywords that are related to your business, that are related to your brand or product or services that you are into selling. That is one aspect of keyword development. So identifying those keywords. And then the other aspect of keyword development is how to integrate those keywords as a part of your online content. Then you have your meta tags management. This will be dealing in detail. So you have your HTML coding for each web page. In that coding, under your title tag, right? That means you give a name to that particular page. So how you integrate the keywords or very judicially use the combination of keyword or a brand name so that it is easily identified and indexed by the search. Then improvement in the quality content. What type of content is available, how updated the content is. These all lead to the quality of the content. So improvement in the quality content is again a part of your on-page optimization. And then web page interlinking. That means one web page of your website is connected to the other web page of your website. So you have the option of moving to the other pages of your website from a single web page. Similarly, you can also return back to the initial web page of the website, where you might have landed. Off-page optimization covers activities that take place outside the web pages, which cannot be controlled just through the web page optimization. The key examples include link building, which we discussed a little while ago, is how do you showcase the links to your web pages? That means the links to the content, which is the content specific to your brand or specific to your product. So how do you create such type of link on different types of web pages so that some of the online traffic gets diverted to your own web? So link building is one of the off-page optimization, increasing link popularity in directories. So getting your links listed in your online directories so that more and more online users are able to find out your website links. Leveraging social interactions, how this can be done is social interactions mostly happen as a part of your social media platform. So how you can take advantage of social interactions? You can create content on these social media platforms which will be using the keywords which will help the search engine to find out those web pages related to your company or related to your brand. So whenever you're interacting with online users on the social media platform, very carefully and cleverly, you will be using those or integrating those keywords as a part of conversation that you type in or that you post on the platform. Similarly, you encourage the online users also to integrate such type of words in their conversation. So that is how you leverage social interactions, which is a page type of your or technique used for off-page optimization. Then you may get into guest blogging. That means you are using the blogging website of some other company. The blogging forum doesn't belong to you. It belongs to some other company or an individual, wherein you will be inputting some content which will be related to your business or which will be related to your brand. And there you will be integrating some of the very useful keywords. That is also going to help the search engine locate you, and you will be reflected on the top results of your search engine results. There are certain optimization impact parameters for on-page optimization. We'll discuss in detail one by one, all 5 of them. Search indexing and website navigation, then web page tag management, quality content and keyword inclusion, content discovery and linkages, usability and user experience. We'll begin with search indexing and website navigation. The first important aspect that we'll be covering under search indexing is what you as a digital marketer need to do since you have developed your website or you have created your online presence on social media platform. Now you need to submit the location of or the directories, the location of the specific content to your search engine directories like your Google or Yahoo. So that is what is known as your search engine submission, because without this submission, even if the online user searches for keywords which are matching the keywords available in your own content, you will not be able to be highlighted in the results page of your search engine results. So search engine submission is for a new website. It is essential to be first listed in key search engines. That happens by submitting your the link of your web page to these search directories like your Google and Yahoo, so that when users search for specific content related to this site, the website name comes up. The first action point would be to submit their website and business details, right? Website and business details to the major search engines, Yahoo, Google, or whatever other search engines might be planning to include as a part of your SEO, and get them included in their list so that next time the search engines are able to direct users' queries to your own website. So, search engine submission of the details about your web pages having some specific content should be done as a first part of your search engine indexing. Then you have your website navigation. As we discussed, website navigation means how easily online user can move from one web page to the other. So you should not be having difficulty in finding the radio button or the link wherein he can click and reach to the previous or the next page. Once search engine results have been submitted and approved, the next aspect of the website is to create a robust and easy guided navigation structure which starts from the home page and maps the user's journeys towards discovering key products and services. The third one is URL structure. URL structure is the specific website address that needs to be typed in so that you directly land up in that specific content web page. So easy to follow files name and URL structures are keys to support search engines in crawling better. That means in finding out the web pages better. Since URLs are individual addresses for documents on the web and are also an integral part of search ad copy, a well-planned URL structure can also help improve search ranking if they include a descriptive use of keywords. For search engines, even if they are good at crawling complex URLs like Google, it should be made sure that enough time is spent so that there are not too many unrecognizable parameters which result in unnecessary penalization. So the search engines also penalize the owner of the different web pages or website if they use the keywords in a very unethical manner. That means they adapt black hat SEO technique. So a simple example of URL structure, if I tell you, is if you log into the college website, right? College website is a website of an educational institution, right? So this is how you will be getting. Then you will be having www.akgim.edu.in, right? And slash, you will be having contact us, right? So if you click on this URL structure, where will you land? As an online user, where will you be directed to? You will be directed to the web page which gives contact information about the company, right? So that is how the URL, that means that is how the contact us web page is recognized. That is the address to reaching the contact us web page of AKGIN website. So that is how the URL structure should be. Easy to follow file names, right? Like this is very easy to remember. Contact us means contact information. So for that web page, you can use this information as a part of your URL structure. That means website address. Second part under your on-page optimization is web page tag management. And this, as I was discussing to you, the tag is the HTML tag is a part of the coding which is done for the web page. So a title tag by definition is an HTML tag which within the head tag of the HTML. So whatever title is written under your title tag, that is what is reflected as the page name. So here the name appears when you open up the web page. So that name is the name which is given under the title. This element is meant to be precise description of the page's content. Each page of the website should ideally have a title tag as it tells both users and search engines the specific topic covered in that particular page. The title tag of each page is also displayed as first line of the search results. This is an example by which you can understand how this title tag appears as a part of the web, right? So this is the backend in terms of your HTML document. And as you can see, between head, here is the head and here is the head, right? So between the heads, you have this title tag. Now there is title tag. That means this is what will be appearing not only over here as the description on the search engine results page, but this same name will be appearing on the top of your web page, identifying the web page with this name, right? So exquisite watches, the largest online watch store. So that is what will be coming over here on the top of the page. This is the coding which is done. Now, when you go to the results page of search engine, where the online user has typed in this specific collection of keywords to be searched as a part of search engine. So the link which will come on the results page will be identified by this name. Exquisire watches, largest online watch and store. This is the same thing which is mentioned between the title tags, right? Little bit of explanation is also there below, along with the URL. Is it clear, students, how web tag management is done? Now, this is the C portion, quality content and keyword inclusion, right? This one, quality content and keyword inclusion. So developing quality content, that means content or information which is a part of the content should be appropriate to the online users who may be searching for that specific information. Creating quality text content which is targeted in nature is one of the most integral aspect of your SEO. Quality text content. Good amount of research should have gone into understanding the key visitors and the needs from each web page. That means you as a marketer should be having that understanding of why an online user comes to visit your specific web page, what type of information he or she is looking for, or what type of interaction he or she is looking for if the web page is related to some social media. This will result, now knowing your the behavior of your online customer better will result in you creating or drafting a content, online content, which will be much more appropriate, or it will be a quality content. So a good amount of research should have gone into understanding the key visitors and the needs from each web page, followed by development of easy to follow and useful content refreshed. Refreshed regularly means updated. Right? With structured headlines, titles, and description for each content. Now, this content, quality content and keyword inclusion. So, keyword inclusion means how you are going to integrate the list of keywords that you might have identified to be used as a part of SEO. A key aspect of SEO and especially quality content creation is knowledge of major keywords that the visitors typically use to search for the company related topics on the web, and how marketers intelligently include these keywords not only in the title and the description tags. If you see over here, this is the title tag and this is the description tag, which is shown like this in the results page. That means it is giving a brief information about this link, the website link. Right. How marketers intelligently include these keywords not only in the title and description tags, but also across the content articles. That means the entire content. How judicially the keywords are integrated. As discussed earlier in paid search marketing sections, search engines measure the use of keywords on a page to match the relevance of query with a particular web page to direct traffic over. Pages which have included user query relevant keywords in their content articles wisely have a much higher chance of ranking better in the search. So having high level of content, high quality of content, and judicious inclusion of the relevant keywords as a part of that content is a very important aspect under your quality content and keyword inclusion as a parameter for on-page optimization. Fourth one is content discovery and linkages. That means how the content is found out by the online user, which is content discovery. A search engine typically cannot intuitively understand flash content, rich images, forms, and content embedded within such components. Key consideration for managing each type of content element include, if it is text content, all text content on the web pages should ideally be placed in HTML text on the page. The second one is images. Different types of images should be provided with alt text to help search engines with the text description of the images. That is what I told you in very simple terms. If you upload, because content, as you see, they are in the form of text, they are in the form of images, they are in the form of audio or video content, and content is also available through link building exercises, right? So textual content is all the text content on the web pages should be placed in HTML text on the page, so that they are reflected in completeness on the web page. The images is when you try to integrate those keywords or quality content to image, you will have to decide how to name the image or to give a brief description about the image from where the information will be picked up by the search engine. Then comes audio and video content. Transcripts of audio and video content should be provided to support indexing of such content by search engines. So very often you will find when you view a content specific video on YouTube, there is a transcript of it. That means whatever content is being discussed as a part of um, the video, that is written in the form of words or in the form of text, just downwards on the page where the video is uploaded, right? So when you are creating that type of text, you have to very judicially include the keywords as a part of that text. And the last one is content linking under content discovery and linkages. It is a crucial element of content discovery which involves managing link tags for all text, images, audio, video so that they can click and move to another related pages as desired. A link tag would typically look like this. That is the information, or that is how it is coded, right? Between AH, that means your reference, AHREF is equal to the URL link of exquisite.in, and then there is a description, Exquisite Watches Online Store, all of which is there as a part of your link tag. So here, this is the link referral location, which is the destination site where Exquisite Watches Online Store is the anchor text, which will be visible on the web page for the visitor. I explained it to you here, right? This is where the description will be available. Which description? Your Exquisite Watches Online Store. A suitable anchor text is very useful in describing to the crawlers the kind of content to which it is linked. Crawlers are software programs which creeps into the web pages or the background or backend coding of the web pages and identifies the content as a part of, identifies the keywords as a part of the content. And then it indexes on the index file. A suitable anchors text is very useful in describing to the crawlers the kind of content to which it is linked. This also helps where crawlers understand internal and external linkages, leading to guided content discovery as website content owners would. Next one is key link crawling strategies. Crawling is again in the form of the software program, which is a part of your search engines. Getting into each of the web pages, picking up those important keywords and indexing it in a document, which is stored on the server. So with an understanding of importance of link tags, let us look at some key strategies web developers should follow for robust, that means a very strong and sturdy SEO, search engine optimization. So you should be managing links in the JavaScript frames or iframes. It is difficult for search engines to find text and follow links in JavaScript frames or iframes. So as far as possible, HTML should be used so that there are least chances of the crawling disruption, right? So in HTML tagging, it becomes easier for the search engines to track those keywords listed in the index file, which doesn't happen if JavaScript frames or iframes are used as a part of coding the web page. Effective use of robots.txt. There might be certain pages which web owners might not want users to discover. For those files, web developers can place robots.txt on those pages which restricts crawlers to access. Crawlers are part of your search engines who are looking out for information in this huge sea of information available on the internet. Search engines like Google also have robot.txt generators which help create such files. And lastly is the usage of no index or no follow, which we discussed when we were discussing your unit 1. Usage of tags like no index, no follow tells engines whether pages should be indexed or followed index followed or not. The search engines might still go ahead and follow the links, but if they would not give them primary importance. No follow, for example, is typically used in blogs where public commenting is turned on, but owners might not want negative comments to be crawled by engines, thus damaging the reputation of the blog. Since blogging forum is open to the online users to comment, so there may be a lot of negative comments. So some of the words which will generally be a part of your negative response that you can use under the no follow. So you'll have to code no follow for those keywords, so that if the online user types in those keywords which are there in your negative comments section, the search engine will not be able to store the information of the page address, right? And hence it will not be reflected as a part of your search engine results. All right. So next,
Time हो
next
गया.
we'll continue in the next class.
One time हो चुका है.
I'll end up over here.